Hello, Virgos, and welcome to this, your first reading of 2024. Before we get started, just a couple of announcements. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Next announcement, I may look like I'm completely washed out and even sick. I'm not. It snowed last night and then the sun came out, and unfortunately, I cannot reduce the light in this room. I feel fine. I feel great. All right, Virgos, what else? Oh, yeah. It's a new year. Happy New Year. Now, there are some people who believe that we need to be celebrating New Year's at a different time of the year, specifically because we should be on a 13-month calendar instead of a 12-month calendar. But for the foreseeable future, this is the calendar that we use, and we have just gone into a new year. So happy New Year, Virgos. What else? Oh, watch all the way to the end of the video because I have a new feature that I'm going to be adding, and it relates to yes, no answers. So while I'm doing the rest of your reading, by all means, come up with a yes, no question that you are looking for an answer for, and I will pull cards for you for that. And finally, this is the time of the year when I am running my one and only annual special. It is a 13-card reading. This 13-card reading is only available from December 15th through January 15th. It is an overview reading of the upcoming year for you specifically. Now, this is a live reading on a live Zoom call with me. We are interactive. You may ask questions. This is not pre-recorded. It is not an email that I send out to you. It is live. It is $90 Canadian. It does not matter to me where you come in from. It does not matter to me if your currency is worth significantly more than the Canadian dollar. My fee is $90 for this special. I'll leave a link in the description below. So if this video resonates with you, or if you've been watching me for some time and are interested in having a private consultation at this very special time of the year, please click on the link below and join me for a 13-card overview of 2024 for you personally. All right, Virgo. Now let's see what happened in your last reading. I'm just going to check my notes here. Right, Virgo. Last reading I did for you, which covered the time frame December 15th to December 31st, it looked like you were in the process of manifesting a really big change, and that you were being encouraged to continue to plan, continue to keep the ball rolling, and procrastination was not part of what you were supposed to be doing. So let's see where you are at now, Virgos. You will notice that I do have some new cards. Thank you to Hay House for your deep discounts and specials. And finally, I do have one more really quick announcement. For those of you who are new here, I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. So sometimes it might get a little crazy. Sometimes I trip over my words. It is what it is. Interesting. Okay. So, Virgo, you have two cards that have come out for where you are at now. Both cards are part of the major arcana, and in fact, they are consecutive cards in the major arcana. You have the number 20 card in the major arcana of the tarot, as well as the 21 card. You have Judgment and you have the World. The Judgment card, first off. The Judgment card is a card that shows us that we're at the end of a cycle, that we're at the end of a soul lesson or a cycle wherein our soul, this physical body, is on the verge of closing out one of the soul lessons that we came here to learn. This may be, I don't know, let's use procrastination, that we came into this world and procrastination was a huge theme for us and we procrastinated everything. And then all of a sudden we learn, you know what, procrastination really doesn't serve our highest good. So it's time to leave it in the past. Boundaries, setting really strong boundaries for ourselves is another soul lesson that many of us need to learn. So the Judgment card and the World card coming in consecutively, Virgo, are telling me that you are in the process of upping into the next soul lesson. So I do anticipate that we may see some cards that may indicate a little bit of naivety coming up in your reading as well. But what this is indicating is that you have or are on the verge of closing out a particular cycle in your life. The Judgment card is a card that calls upon us to look back over the recent past and determine what served us really well and what did not serve us. It's kind of like a life review. For those of you who are familiar with the work of either Dolores Cannon or Brian Weiss and their hypnosis sessions, you'll know that people believe that once they cross over, they go through a life review. But even on this side, on the living side, we go through cycles as we have lessons to learn, soul lessons that we learn, and then we bump into the next one and the next one. And the Judgment card calls us to go into that place of judging the most recent path that we've been on, the most recent lesson that we've learned, and determining what served us best and what didn't serve us. And then right next to the Judgment card, Virgo, you have the World. And the World is the final card of the major arcana in the tarot. And this is the card indicating that you are closing out a cycle and that you are on the verge of stepping into something new. Now, some people may describe a midlife crisis as the Judgment and the World coming together. Okay. Typically, our young adults, our children, as they pass into certain stages. So as they go sort of from that baby into that child, they go through this stage of, well, if I push mom's buttons this way, it works for me. But if I push mom's buttons that way, oh, if I act more baby and revert, I get more attention. Right. And it's the same thing if you look at, say, teenagers as they move out of their teen years and into their early 20s. There is that adjustment as they move into the next phase of their life. And the reality is that we have been taught that once we reach adulthood, we've got it made and we've got everything, we're adults and we know everything. No, we don't. And so just the same way that a baby has to move into childhood and a child has to move from childhood into youth, and a youth moves into their teens and a teen moves into a young adult, we as adults also move through these stages and phases. And these two cards coming together is indicating that for the vast majority of you, Virgos, you're in this process right now of jumping from one phase or stage into the next. So let's have a look at, I'm getting called over here. Let's have a look at what you're focusing on as you're kind of graduating from one to the other. Now, like I said, we may see some cards that indicate a little bit of naivety. I've not pulled any more cards, just the Judgment and the World card. We may see some cards that indicate a little bit of naivety, some immaturity, as well as some new beginning cards. We might see some nostalgia cards come out as well. So let's see what comes up for what you are focusing on as you take this giant leap, Virgo, because it really is a huge leap that you are experiencing right now. Wow. I'm excited for the Virgos right now. All right. So we just have one card that has jumped out for you. The 9 of Pentacles has jumped out for you with regards to what you are focusing on. This is actually a really good card jumping out for you with regards to um, going into this next phase of your life, because this card is a card that reminds us that in order to be able to reap the benefits of our life, we have to work towards what we want. We have to set our intentions and work towards what we want, but we also have to practice gratitude and recognize the abundance that we already have in order to be able to increase our abundance. And that's a huge lesson for many, many people. So many people are yearning for more, more, more. And as you yearn for more without practicing gratitude for what you already have, it's almost impossible to manifest more. And that sounds confusing, but it really isn't. When we put ourselves in a position of yearning for more, what we're actually sending out energetically to the universe is, I don't have enough. And the universe goes, oh, you don't have enough. Here's more of not enough. Okay. But when we practice gratitude and we send out that energy of, thank you for what I have. My life is beautiful. The universe says, oh, then they want more beautiful in their life. Okay. So this is the card of really stepping up and stepping in, recognizing that there is work to be done, acknowledging the beauty and the gratitude for what we already have in our lives in order to be able to manifest more into our lives. And incidentally, Virgo as well, this happens to be your card. Okay. It's one of your cards in the deck. So this is a perfect card for you that indicates that you are working towards creating a more independent life for yourself, practicing gratitude going forward, as well recognizing that there is work involved. It's not just going to get all handed to you on a silver platter. Let's take a look at what is challenging you. Challenges and difficult influences as you experience this. Oh, gee. Yep. There's a Justice card coming up. Yeah. The Justice card coming in your difficult influences is not actually overly surprising. The Justice card is about reviewing the details, making sure that you're making sure all of your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. All right. What else do we have coming in here? Those fell down. Okay. All right. Okay. It is interesting to me that out of 5 cards, 5 tarot cards that have come out at this point, Virgo, you have 4 major arcana. That means that right now you have really super powerful, strong energies moving through your life experiences. There are other cards in the deck that correspond to or have similar energetic meanings behind these cards. And their energies are more subtle. This is more in your face. You are graduating to the next level. It is your responsibility to go into that place of judgment and judge. This works for me. This doesn't work for me. It is your responsibility to move into a place of justice. Now, we look at the Justice card with 2 meanings. The Justice card may indicate some real or perceived legal issues. Don't be jaywalking and speeding right now. Not recommended, especially considering this card came up in your difficult influences, Virgo. Just saying. I'm not giving you legal advice here. This is generally accepted general advice. Don't speed, don't jaywalk, don't do things that are obviously breaking the law. When the Justice card comes up, it may indicate real or perceived legal matters coming up for you. But more often than not, the Justice card comes up for 2 reasons. One is making sure that we are checking all of the details, especially if we have a contract to sign. And I want to point out to you, Virgo, that Mercury retrograde does go into the first week of January. So, entering into a contract, especially with this card coming in difficult influences and challenges, plus Mercury retrograde, Virgo, probably not in your best interest to sign a contract right now. I mean, if you have to, by all means, please do so. But if you do have to, make sure that you are reviewing all of the details in triplicate or more. The other thing that the Justice card lets us know is that there may be an imbalance that we are currently experiencing, right? The scales of justice like to be balanced. This is indicating that you may be feeling an imbalance right now. The other card that you have in your difficult influences here, Virgo, is the Empress. The Empress is the creative one in the deck. She is often on the verge of birthing new ideas on a regular basis and putting her creativity out there. This came up in your difficult influences, Virgo, indicating that at this time, you're not using your creativity to its highest use or its highest value. You are, oh God, I can't say that. How can I reword that? Ah. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, I am claircognizant first and foremost, clairvoyant, and as well clairaudient. And the download that I just got was clairaudience, and I was told to say something. So I will say what I was told to say. Virgo, this card in your difficult influences, she is the most creative character in the deck. And yet you are poo-pooing every single creative idea that comes along at this time. You're like, ah, you're dismissing it. Nope, not interested in that idea either. Stop it. But that was the audible download that I got, was to use that wording. Sorry, maybe that resonated deeply for some of you, but stop poo-pooing all of the creative ideas that you're having. You are a creative being, Virgo. You are meant to put your creative ideas out there into the world, especially considering you have the World card here. Get your creative ideas out into the world. Stop suppressing them and repressing them. Okay. Let's have a look at messages that the universe wants you to hear at this time. Oh, you know what? I want to just comment as well that the Nine of Pentacles that was in your focus, wherein you're looking to express more gratitude while putting in the hard work in order to be able to increase your abundance, your standing in society, increase your position at work, and so on. If you are constantly suppressing and repressing your creativity and your creative ideas, then it makes it hard to manifest more with this card. So I just wanted to express that. And now the messages from the universe are jumping out. So I guess I was meant to say that while not shuffling the cards. Okay. There is only one message that the universe wants you to hear at this time, and it is take responsibility for your actions. Now, Virgo, given that you have the Judgment card as well as the Justice card, it's interesting that you also have a card about accountability and responsibility coming in here. This is all part of the Judgment card as well as the Justice card, right? If we go through life blaming everyone else for everything that's gone wrong, if we judge other people harshly while not taking a look in the mirror, these two cards, the Judgment and the Justice card in your reading, are powerful cards given the message the universe wants you to hear. And it really is about accountability. I'm getting another audible. Yeah, my ear is actually itchy on this one. The audible that's coming in for me, Virgo, is do not criticize. And I apologize in advance. This download that's coming into me, I'm apologizing in advance. It is an Indigenous philosophy, but I will probably screw up the wording of it, but we're going to get the general gist out there of this Indigenous philosophy. And that is, do not criticize another person until you have had an opportunity to walk 3 full moons in his moccasins. Okay. Given that you have judgment, it's not only about judging yourself. It's, are you sitting in judgment of others while not looking in the mirror, right? So just saying that. And the Justice card as well. Take responsibility for your actions. And that goes for this gratitude that's expressed in this card as well. If you want to increase your abundance, then you have to take responsibility for where you are at financially, work-wise, etc., etc. And as well, if you are, again, suppressing and repressing creativity on a regular basis, you're not really being responsible. You were given gifts. The gift is creativity. So Virgos, let your creativity side come out. Your creative side is like crying for attention. Well, at the same time, like I said, I'm going to say the saying wrong. I will repeat it again, but the gist of it is there, that we shall not sit in judgment of another until we have had an opportunity to walk 3 full moons in that person's moccasins. Okay? You don't know what someone else has been through. So it's really hard to sit in judgment of someone else if we don't know what their life experiences have been. Let's see what's unexpected for you. All right, we've got 2 cards that have jumped out for us. They're both sitting face down, so I can't comment on them yet. All right, let's see what we have in your unexpected, Virgo. 2 of Swords. You have a decision to make. And celebration. 3 of Cups. Okay. You have the 2 of Swords here. The 2 of Swords, any of the 2s in the deck, always indicate that there's a decision that needs to be made. And the 2 of Swords is no different, but the 2 of Swords indicates that the decision you need to make needs to come from the mind more than the heart. If this was the 2 of Cups, it's more about the coming together of 2 minds and making a decision from the place of the heart or the emotions. 2 of Swords is about making a decision, a rapid decision, and a decision that has a double-ended outcome, if that makes sense. So most swords are double-edged, and that's where the saying comes from about a double-edged sword. When you have a difficult decision to make, it's like a double-edged sword when this card comes up, where you could be right or you could be wrong, and the decision could go either way. Okay. And again, I'm going to go back to this Justice card in your difficult influences. The Justice card in your difficult influences was, as I mentioned, indicating that there may be an imbalance that you're feeling. Okay. 2 of Swords, that imbalance is coming from this 2 of Swords. And so this 2 of Swords is indicating in your unexpected that you do have a decision that you're going to need to make sometime between January 1st and January 15th. And the decision that you need to make, in the moment, both choices that you are being given are the right choices, but you have to decide one or the other. Okay. And ultimately, once you make your choice, you have the 3 of Cups coming in. The 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. You can see the 3 women on here standing underneath the full moon over here, and they all have cups and they are saying cheers, and they are celebrating something. They are celebrating coming together, friendship and camaraderie. They are also celebrating who they are as women. They're celebrating the cycles that they go through and moving into the next phase of a cycle. Remember what I said at the very beginning with the Judgment card and the World card coming out for you, Virgo? You're moving into a new phase. This is confirmation that you're moving into a new phase or a new cycle, with having the Two of Swords as well as the Three of Cups come in. You are absolutely moving into a new phase or a new cycle. Make the decision with balanced justice, with the scales of justice balanced. Make sure that you are making the decision based on the judgment of yourself, not judgment of others, and take responsibility for your action or actions, plural. All right, let's have a look at your overall general outcome. And then we are going to ask a yes, no question. So, Virgos, start to think about your yes, no question, and I will pull cards in just a moment for that. So, for your outcome, final general overall outcome. Oh my goodness. Final general overall outcome. You definitely have a decision that needs to be made. In your unexpected, you had a 2 and a 3 come up. In your overall outcome, you have a 2 and a 3 coming up. I want to point out here that this was coming into your reading, you had the 20 and 21 cards, and now you have 2s and 3s coming out. 2 and 3. This is also a 3, by the way, the Empress, this creativity that you're trying to repress. You have the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands coming out. 2 of Wands, again, is about a decision that you need to make. The difference between the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Swords in your unexpected. 2 of Swords is indicating that you have to make a decision made on blind faith, and it is a double-edged sword. The decision you need to make, both answers are correct. The question is, which answer is more correct, Virgo? And you're going to have to make the decision on blind faith. The 2 of Wands is a decision that you need to make, and as soon as you make it, you need to take action, because the Suit of Wands is from the element of fire. If someone lights a fire underneath you, you need to take action. So this card is indicating that once you make a decision, you need to take action. And then you have the 3 of Wands directly after it. And the 3 of Wands is about taking matters firmly into your own hands and moving forward. That's amazing that you got a 2 and a 3, and then immediately a 2 and a 3. That's an indication as well that the 2 in the cycle of our lives is about a new beginning, right? We make a choice and then we move forward into the 3 and then into the 4 and then into the 5. And so it's fascinating to me that in your unexpected, coming into the reading, you had the closing out of a cycle, and then in your unexpected and in your final aspects, you have a 2 and a 3 indicating new beginnings. You need to make choices in order to be able to move into these new beginnings, Virgo. I do want to say as well, the new beginning that you are going to be moving into is not specific to job or career. It's not specific to money. It's not specific to romance and life partners and so on. Because we have both the 2 of Swords here as well as the 2 of Wands here, the decision that you're making is overall life changing and life altering. It's not about, do I go with, is this the right partner for me? It's bigger than that. Oh, do I take this job? It's bigger than that. And this is asking you, especially with this Two of Wands, you'll notice the character on this card has, I'm just going to set those cards down. The character on this card has a wand here and a wand here, and held in his hand right here is what appears to be a globe or the world, which means that the decision that he needs to make, that he needs to take action on, is affecting his life globally. It is not just affecting one particular aspect of his life. So, Virgo, you've got big decisions to make. Okay, this reading is getting a little bit long in the tooth. Think of your yes, no question. Close your eyes if you like. Repeat the question in your mind's eye at least 3 times as I shuffle the cards. Virgo, is the answer to the Virgo's general yes, no question yes or no? What is the answer, please? Please help us determine. There we go. I hope that that came out on the camera and you got to see the card flip out of the deck. Here is the answer to your yes, no question, Virgo. Go. The time is right. And Two of Wands is also asking you to go. So is the Three of Wands. All right, Virgo. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If this video resonated, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. And just a reminder, if this deeply resonated with you and you would like a personalized reading and overview of 2024, click on the link down below in the description. Thank you so much, everyone.